and the recording. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jan Potsman. I'm the Assistant Director at the CSUN Career Center. I am here today to, first of all, we're going to launch a poll. Before we even introduce Stephen, we're going to launch the poll. So if you will go ahead and do that. Let me see if I can do it. There we go. Oh, he launched it early, so unfortunately we will not be able to launch the poll. Okay. Could you please turn off your camera? Thank you. Everybody, if you will please make sure you have your cameras off and you're on mute. We are live streaming this. So we'll start by introducing Stephen. Stephen Loya is a campus diversity lead, leading Vanguard's early Latinx talent strategy. Within this role, Stephen's primary focus is to increase representation of Latinx talent within the critical talent domains at Vanguard. Stephen started his career with Vanguard back in 2018 as a client relations associate. He then joined the Emerging Leader Development Program, which rotated him through various departments. Stephen also supports Vanguard's Hispanic Latinx Resource Group, HOLA, as the co-lead for the Enrich workstream. Stephen was born and raised in El Paso, Texas, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in finance with a concentration in financial analysis from the University of Texas at El Paso. Stephen currently holds the FINRA Series 7 and 63 licenses and is currently studying for his CFP. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you, Janice. Welcome. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen if I can. If I can just get a quick thumbs up of when you can all see that. Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, again, thank you, Janice. It is a pleasure to be here with you all today. I hope everyone is having a great Monday. I hope everyone had a great weekend. As Janice mentioned, I am with Vanguard, been with Vanguard now for 5 years. Won't go into any of the other details she shared, but I'll just kind of share some personal stuff. Over the past, I guess, year, I would say, been celebrating with my fiance. We are soon to be married. Hopefully, or not hopefully, we will be getting married in November next month in the Dominican Republic, in Ghana. We also just bought a home. So a lot of new life updates. I would say this has happened this past couple of months, but I'm going to be talking to you all today about life at Vanguard. I'm going to break up this PowerPoint into really 3 sections, and the way I'm going to break it up is it's going to talk about the 3 C's here at Vanguard. You'll often hear that, these are the 3 things that Vanguard really has a passion for. So we will first go into, our crew, our clients, and then our community. And then at the end there, I will go into all of the student programs and internships that Vanguard has to offer. So first and foremost, why Vanguard? Why did I choose Vanguard? Why do I continue to stay at Vanguard? And it is really going to be here, this mission statement. Like most companies, Vanguard has a very strong mission statement and values that we hold true. Here at Vanguard, ours is to take a stand for all investors, treat them fairly, and give them the best chance for investment success. What this means is that we will ultimately help any individual who is looking to empower themselves and their financial goals to help reach that goal, to reach that success that they are looking for. And it's going to, that mission is actually really sparked, and it's really driven by the way that our late founder, Mr. Bogle, structured the organization. So Vanguard was founded in 1975. We are a privately held firm, which that means is that we are not publicly traded. So if you were to go out to any of the major stock exchanges right now, you wouldn't find Vanguard there. So the way we are structured is that we are owned by our funds, which in turn, whoever owns our funds, so whether if it's you, or partner, loved one, maybe you own a Vanguard product in a retirement account or brokerage account, essentially you are the boss and you're the reasons why we do what we do. Being privately owned and being owned by our funds, it does enable us to maintain some of the lowest fees and some of the lowest costs within the financial industry. And I'll kind of touch on that a little bit more here. So by joining Vanguard, who would you be joining? You would be joining an employer that has a very strong reputation within the financial industry. We are always looked at as the company that is always, again, going to do right by its clients. Every decision that we make, whether it is launching a new product, opening up a new location, we do so in the best interest of our clients. When I was talking about like, what does it mean to be privately held versus publicly traded? Really, at the essence of it all, it is that we don't have any conflicting loyalties. So a lot of times when it comes to finance, you'll hear, earnings report or like earnings report season. A lot of times these publicly traded companies have to share how much they've earned in a certain period of time. And a lot of times if they don't, hit their goals or the metrics, they have to answer to their shareholders and they have to kind of explain to them why they aren't making money. And sometimes that results in layoffs, that results in downsizing. Vanguard doesn't have to worry about any of that. Vanguard is a company where we have never laid anybody off. So we are very proud of that. So again, you are going to be joining a company that really helps change the way the world invests. We impact millions of lives, whether that is employing crew at Vanguard or just helping them again meet those financial goals. Here are just some quick, like fast facts about Vanguard. So I'm gonna first touch on where it says the phrase the Vanguard effect. This is actually a coined phrase by a third-party journalist where when we did enter into the industry, they started noticing that Vanguard came in and we had some of the lowest fees and some of the lowest expenses in the industry. And what ended up happening is that a lot of our competitors, in order to compete with us, they had to lower their fees and their expenses down in order to kind of match us, and in order to not lose business. So he really coined this phrase, the Vanguard effect, because we see this every time we enter a new space, whether it is when we launch financial advice, when we open a new site, we see this kind of Vanguard effect take place. But here's just some quick some milestone dates, if you will. So I already shared that we opened in 1975 by our late founder, Mr. Bogle. He created Vanguard to be different. He worked in the financial industry, and he really saw that the industry was it was a very ugly place. It was very cutthroat. It was very looked at as like people just getting taken advantage of by financial institutions, charging ridiculous fees and expenses, to invest in certain stocks in the economy and what have you. So he wanted to kind of go away from that. He knew that he could create a company that would be kind of like the good guy. So he created Vanguard in 1975. In 1976, we actually launched our first ever mutual fund. It is probably one of the world famous mutual funds. It is the S&P 500 fund. For those of you who may not know what a mutual fund is, I always kind of think of it as a salad. Whenever you are going to a salad bar at your local, let's just say Super Salad or Salad and Go, there's a lot of options that you can put into one bowl. Think of those options or those toppings as individual stocks. So rather than having just lettuce, you can diversify your salad and you can add in, onions, tomatoes, and cucumbers, and bacon bits and cheese and the dressing. So what you do is you kind of bundle all of these kind of stocks together to form one product. And then that way it kind of diversifies your fund. And that way you're able to invest your money and spread it across multiple companies rather than just one. So that's just kind of my little fun analogy of what a mutual fund is. The next year, in 1977, we went no load. So what this means is that we don't charge any fees whenever you buy into a Vanguard fund or you sell out of a Vanguard fund. Shortly after, we went global trading, what this means is that we opened up offices internationally. So for those of you who may not be a finance major, may not know anything about finance, totally fine. Um, there are several markets for finance. There's the U.S. market, and then there's international markets. There's the Asia market, the London. So because of the time changes and the way um, the way the world is set up, we often sometimes when we go to bed, that's when like Australia and Asia and London are all kind of either waking up or they're kind of starting their day. So there's a lot of trading that takes place whenever we are asleep. So we opened up offices there to really take advantage of that global trading calendar. Um, and then in 2010, I will just call out that we opened up what we call our personal advisor services. This is for our financial advice team. This is where we offer financial advice with certified financial planners. We also offer robo advice through using technologies like AI to our clients. So keep going here. This is just some of our global footprint. So I already kind of shared that we do have some international offices. We actually have a total of 20 global offices. Here in the US, we have 4 sites. So our headquarters is in Malvern, Pennsylvania. We have an office in Charlotte, North Carolina, Dallas, Texas, and then Scottsdale, Arizona, where I'm located. Across those 20 offices, we have roughly about 18,000 crew members. So here at Vanguard, we do stick to a nautical theme where we call our employees crew. Those crew help service over 30 million clients across 170 countries. So here, what I really want to focus on is, by joining Vanguard or by considering Vanguard as an employer of choice, you will be joining a company, again, as I shared, who's built a very strong brand reputation of where our clients trust us with their ultimately with their life and with their life savings. Here at Vanguard, depending on the day and depending on how the market behaves that day, we have roughly about $8 trillion of assets under management, meaning that clients have trusted us enough to again help maintain and help service and really help grow their life savings to hit some of those milestone moments in their life, whether it is buying a new house, getting married, putting kids through college. They are entrusting us to be there for them and help them meet those goals. So you'll be joining a global market leader in that aspect. You will also be joining a company that values you, your professional development, as well as your personal development. We have a few benefits that I'll talk a little bit later. It's going to be a place where you will continuously grow. I often get asked, what does Vanguard do to help me grow professionally? Well, they give you the tools and resources that you need to do so. I often tell people that professional personal development is if you want to think of the analogy of driving a car, you are in your driver's seat. Vanguard really just helps create the vehicle for you to help get you to where you need to go. So some of those benefits, every company has benefits that it's not just the paycheck, right, that you are getting when you join an organization. It's all the other little things, all the benefits that really make up kind of that full compensation package. So here at Vanguard, we do offer student loan repayment, and all of these benefits that I'll call out, they all start day one. So the moment that you join Vanguard, on day one, you are eligible for all these benefits, which is really important. So we do offer student loan repayment. This comes in the form of $7,200 will get paid back to all of your student loans. If you are wanting to go back to maybe get a higher degree, maybe your master's, doctorate, Vanguard will help you also. They do offer $9,000 a calendar year to go towards your higher education. The awesome thing that I love kind of pointing out here is that there isn't like a list of certain schools you have to go to in order to get all 9,000. Like you can go back to, Cal State Northridge if you would like to get your master's, and Vanguard will pay for that. Maybe you're not looking to get your master's, but you want to advance with some certificates. Vanguard does offer that as well. Some of them, probably the most common certificates that you'll hear in the hallways is either a CFA, which is a Certified Financial Analyst Charter Holder, or CFP, a Certified Financial Planner. Those are some of the biggest certifications that Vanguard will help you. But I will call out that pretty much any professional designation Vanguard will help cover the cost as long as it kind of goes towards your career and your overall role. Um, Internal career development resources. So there's a couple things that I point out here. Vanguard does offer internal internships. So like most students on the call, if you are maybe a sophomore or junior, or if who are looking for an internship with the company, or maybe you've done an internship with the company in the past, we kind of do that, but it's all internal. So let's say you join the company and as a sales rep, but you really want to go check out HR. You've always had a passion for HR. A lot of times, what these teams and these divisions will do is they will open up a 6 to 9 month internship for you to like leave your day job, come spend that time with this new group to really explore and get an understanding of what does the day to day look like. This really helps you in your professional career as you start thinking through, what is my next step going to be. So really what I love to call out here is that Vanguard is an organization where you can have multiple careers under one umbrella. You're really not tied to one area, which is really awesome. We also offer what we call leadership development programs as well as formal mentorship opportunities. So if you are barely coming into a career at Vanguard and you want to be a leader, Vanguard has some resources and these programs to put you through that helps set you up to be a successful leader within the organization. And then as well as mentors, if you're looking for that mentor in your career, we can pair you up with one. Some of our other benefits, retirement savings plans. So, as an asset manager and as a financial institution, it's very important that we help our own crew members meet their financial goals. One of the biggest goals is retirement, right? We all want to stop working one day and enjoy our life and our family and our kids and our grandchildren at one point. So Vanguard does help us with that. They do offer 14% match into your 401k. Now, this is very, very unique. Um, not a lot of companies do offer that. What they do is they offer 4% of your salary or up to 4% match on your 401k every paycheck. And then at the end of every quarter, on that last calendar day of that quarter, Vanguard does a 10% match of your salary back into your 401k. So very good match there. Like most companies, we do offer healthcare coverages. We do offer medical, dental, vision. Some of the other benefits I feel are very unique to Vanguard that we are starting to offer is we do offer mental health resources. And then we also offer paid parental leave. And also if you are, expecting, if you or your partner are expecting, or if you're planning to start a family, Vanguard will help you also with like adoption services or IVF and in vitro services. So really good benefits there. And then lastly, wellness and gym facilities. So at every Vanguard location, again, sticking to that nautical theme, we do have a fully equipped gym. We call it ShipShape. There in that gym, we have a physical trainer, we have nutritionists, we have all the resources that you will need to kind of get you into shape. And then wellness centers, we call them crew care. So this comes really in handy. Obviously, right now it's we're starting to get into flu season. The weather's changing. A lot of folks are starting to come down with like the common cold here. So this comes in handy if you're not feeling well and you're in the office one day. You can go down to crew care. They can kind of run some tests on you and then get you any of the antibiotics or medicine that you may need. So good benefit there. One last benefit I'll call out. I always forget to call it out, and it's actually one of my favorite benefits. Recently, Vanguard implemented what we call a flex fund. So, and this is about a year and a half old, but year and a half ago, Vanguard used to offer these stipends. So a lot of crew have to sometimes work on their phone or like get emails or messages through their phone. So they would offer like a phone stipend that would help pay for your phone bill. And they would offer these through like just little different avenues. But what Vanguard does, and I think it's amazing, is that they're constantly auditing our benefits to really ensure that they're kind of staying up to par with the competition and really ensuring that they're meeting the needs of their crew. But what they found is that a lot of crew were coming to Vanguard and saying, "Hey, I really don't need help with my phone bill, but I really do need help with childcare, or I need help with you know gym memberships or just little things like that." So what they did is they created a flex fund. What it is it is a $1,500 stipend that goes to every crew member, the top of every year. And you get to use that $1,500 however you see fit. So rather than it just being solely for your phone bill or for your internet bill, you can use it however you'd like. You can use it for childcare services, food deliveries like Home Chef or Uber Eats. You can use it for gym equipment or your gym membership. I've had colleagues use it for golf clubs or tennis lessons or ski lessons or surfing lessons. So it's a really, really unique benefit that Vanguard offers for us there. So kind of talked a little bit about again our clients, how many we service across, where we service them across the world. Here, again, focusing more so on the crew. I won't read this entire statement, but for those of you who don't know, the gentleman on the left is our current CEO, Mr. Tim Buckley. And really what he's saying to sum it all up is that here at Vanguard, we truly believe in diversifying and being true to a company culture where we are ensuring that every crew member who comes into Vanguard feels that they can bring their authentic selves to the organization. And our culture is really driven by these. I'm sorry, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. I just got an alert there. Our company culture is really driven by these what we call crew resource groups. So at other companies, they might be called employee resource groups or business resource groups. Again, sticking to that nautical theme, we call them crew resource groups. So really, the best way to think about them is think about your student organizations that you have there on campus, whether it is SHIP or Alpha or Women in Business. That is kind of how we have these organizations set up. They are completely crew led, and they are sponsored by our senior most executive team to kind of help drive some of our missions and some of our goals within these crew resource groups. So you'll see here, a lot of them are pertaining to a certain affinity group, whether it is our LGBTQIA community with Open, Women in Leadership with Wills. I, again, being from El Paso, I'm Mexican, so I gravitated to HOLA, which is for our Hispanic and Latino organization. LEAP is for our Asian professionals. Vets Connect is for our veterans. Bold is for our Black crew, and then Able is for it's actually a newer crew resource group, and we actually call it a crew interest group, but it is for all accessibility and belonging crew members. Now, the awesome thing that I need to call out here is that you do not have to identify as a member of these groups in order to join. Anyone can join. A big driver of the membership in these crew resource groups is going to be the allies that support them. So I shared that I'm Mexican, gravitated to Ola right away. I'm a part of the leadership team, but I'm also a member of every other crew resource group here. Pretty much every group has a what we call like a celebratory month. So right now we are in the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month. So Ola is kind of wrapping up programming this week. We have some really fun, kind of exciting events happening throughout the next couple of days, where we have some panel sessions going on internally. We're featuring local Hispanic and Latino vendors to come and share their cuisine, their art. So and this kind of takes place pretty much in every celebratory month, where there's Black History Month, Women's History Month. So really awesome way that Vanguard kind of allows crew to bring their authentic selves to work every day. I already touched on this a little bit, but really what this is calling out is that, again, Vanguard wants you to bring your authentic self. And we understand that, sometimes that means investing in mental health and well-being. So Vanguard, again, has taken that step to offer some of these benefits in our benefits package. Here at Vanguard, every crew member does get up to 16 therapy sessions through a group called Lyra. So it's a really awesome benefit for crew and their loved ones. All right, last C that I'll touch on. So community. So this is going to be the last C that is very, very important to Vanguard. We actually just wrapped up one of our biggest community gives back campaigns. So really what you'll see here is all of the ways and different avenues that you can kind of give back to our community. Um, Touching on this first column here, My Classroom Economy, My Home Economy, this is an amazing program that Vanguard offers where we partner first with like My Classroom Economy. We partner with K through 12 teachers to offer resources that teaches children about financial literacy and financial acumen um, at an early age. And then My Home Economy, very similar to My Classroom Economy. However, this is designed for the parents to offer, again, some of those resources for financial literacy. Strong Start for Kids, this is probably going to be our biggest kind of community partner that we partner with. Again, we just wrapped up one of our larger campaigns where we come together as an organization. We create backpacks, we create just all the goods and resources that teachers and students need to help them in their academic in their academic year. We try to help as an organization supply them with some of those resources there. Crew volunteering, this is something that Vanguard does where when you join the company, you get a bank of PTO days. You also get some sick days, and then you're off on all major holidays. Well, one unique day that Vanguard offers is called a volunteer day off. So this is completely separate from all of those other days that I called out. This is a day that you can take completely off from work to go and volunteer in the community. A lot of times crew do this together with their team. So their entire team will take the full day off and they'll go to the community. A lot of times it's usually partnering with a food bank or some type of animal shelter within the community, giving back for a few hours. And then it's really fun because they turn it into like a team building experience, go to Top Golf or something like that after. So really cool, unique way that Vanguard gives back there. All Cans on Deck. This is another unique way where we give back to local food banks within the community. We typically do this. It's typically around summer that we actually offer this. A lot of times food banks are very well stocked now, in this period of time as we're kind of getting towards the holidays. However, in the summer, we partner with them to understand that's probably when they're least stocked. So we do again another enterprise-wide led campaign where we are bringing non-perishable goods, or we actually have community gardens. So it's a crew-led garden on all of our facilities where we grow things like pumpkins, squash, jalapeno peppers, things like that. We're actually donate to these local food banks, so helping them fill their shelves to hopefully feed the community. And then the last that I will give here or kind of talk about is the matching gift and then blood drive. So matching gift, here at Vanguard, we do match dollar for dollar any charitable donation that every crew member does. And then we also partner with the local Red Cross to offer blood drives here on campus as well. A few additional programs that Vanguard has opened up throughout the past couple of years. The COVID-19 Relief Fund. This was, again, another way that we gave back. We saw the devastation and how impactful COVID-19 was in the communities. So we partnered with our Strong Start for Kids program and our hometown grants to give back to the community in a monetary donation. We also launched a crew emergency relief fund where we understood that a lot of our crew were facing financial hardship, whether their loved ones were getting ill or maybe loved ones were getting laid off. And it was very tough and challenging for them. So Vanguard created this relief fund where crew can actually dip into and help them with any financial support that they may need just during these challenging times. And this is something that is still open today, and crew are still able to dip into. And then lastly, our social injustice work. We partner very closely with HBCUs, or historically Black colleges and universities. And after the death of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, we saw how impactful those universities were. So we helped and donated roughly about $5 million for racial equity and social injustice there. All right, so now we're kind of coming up on time here. So This is probably going to be the area that you all probably have the most questions about. So these are our student programming. So here at Vanguard, it is important for us to create what we call a talent pipeline, where we want to kind of be engaged with you every step of your academic journey. So we have programs designed for, I'll start on those Explore programs. These are designed for um, it's typically first year freshmen and second year sophomores who get invited to explore. Usually what it is it's a 1 to 2 day virtual event where we kind of break apart this entire PowerPoint that I shared with you today, and we break them out into individual sessions. So we will bring people from our recruiting team to talk about these programs, to talk about the interview process, the application process, things like that. We bring someone from community stewardship, our crew resource groups, to talk about again, more in depth of what those programs look like here at Vanguard, and just how by joining Vanguard you can get involved here. Then we go into our second year program, which is our North Star Experiential Learning Program. Very similar to North Star, it is virtual. The first day of North Star looks pretty much identical to Explore. However, day 2 is when it differentiates. And day 2 is you actually spend the day with our internship managers and then crew who have recently kind of done an internship to talk about, what does the day-to-day look like? What are some of the projects you'll be working on? Just hearing what the internship would be like if you were to spend your summer with us. And then as a member of North Star, you get to choose 2 of our internships that I'll go over later. You get to choose 2 of them that are probably the most you're most interested in, and you get to apply for both of those. And the idea there is that you get first access to our internships before we even open up those applications to the public. Our third year program, all of our internships are over the summer. Right now, we do have roles open for our summer 2024 internships. They typically run June to about August. They are all 10 weeks fully paid, and they are offered in all 4 of our sites. And then full-time opportunities, again, I'll get to those here now. So what you see here on the screen, all of the lettering in red, those are going to be our internships. They are called our college to corporate and then finance internship, college to corporate business internship, so on, etc. The way we have designed our internships is kind of like I was talking about. It's that pipeline. So if you come and spend an internship with us in that desired, role. So if you do the business internship, the idea is that you are successful in your internship, and then you get that full-time offer to come back and work with us that following year and be a part of the Emerging Leader Development Program. So that's how our internships are set up. Starting on our first column here, AFP, this is going to be our corporate finance and accounting track. This is going to be for a student who wants to kind of, usually we call it kind of back office. It's a lot of audit. It's making sure that, a lot of the trading that we do throughout the day matches a lot of the books that we kind of have to put together. And then for accounting, if you are looking to get your CPA, this is a good program for you as well. Vanguard will sponsor you to get your CPA here. Emerging Leader Development Program. This is a very actually broad program. I was a part of this program. It's really designed to launch you as a leader within the organization. Now, there's 2 forms of leadership that we kind of recognize here as a company. There's project leadership, and this is where you're leading like an initiative. So maybe it's not actually a team of people, but maybe it's a certain project. So let's just say it is leading our ESG funds, and you're leading a team of researchers, things like that. Or it is a people leadership where you're actually leading individual kind of stockbrokers and things like that. Financial Advisor Development Program. This is going to be a program for a student who is studying financial planning and wants to become a financial advisor. This program helps you obtain that certificate. Our IMDP program, or Investment Management Development Program, is really designed for that really heavy duty finance. So students who are interested in being a trader, being a portfolio manager, like quantitative analysis, things like that. And then Technology Leadership Program. This is going to be for students who are majoring in computer science or any IT related majors, and they are looking to be a leader within IT, or again, they can be that specialist where they are kind of leading a lot of the code. Our last two rotational programs here, these are actually newer to Vanguard. We actually just launched them over the past year, and we actually just welcomed our first ever full-time class this past August. It is our data analyst advanced development program, and then our data scientist advanced development program. Um, Both of these two programs here really help the entire enterprise manage the data. So I already shared we have over 30 million clients, um, almost, or I guess roughly $8 trillion of assets under management. So that is a lot of data that Vanguard needs to kind of ensure that it is kept safe and it is kind of accurate. So that's what these two teams kind of help support. Our sales development program, this is going to be for folks who are interested in a career in sales. This is one of our retail roles. Here in this role, you'll get your Series 7, Series 66, and it just ultimately helps personal advice to our clients who may need it. Advanced Financial Planning Associate, this is very similar to our FADP program that you saw on the previous slide. However, the difference between the two is that if you apply for the FADP program, you do have to be attending a CFP board accredited institution. If you aren't attending a CFP board school, AFP program is the right program for you. Ultimately looks very identical. And then our IT specialized roles, this is going to be for the students who maybe don't want to be a leader within IT, they just want to go like the more specialist route. They know that they just want to be like an entry level developer or an engineer. That's going to be the roles for them. So that is all that I have to share with you all. Would love to answer any questions. I'm also going to leave this here on the screen. Please feel free to scan the QR code. This does go back to our recruiters. It just kind of lets them know that we spoke to you all today. There's a question that if you are interested in our early talent roles, they will be sending you out the links there. So feel free to scan that there, but open it up to some questions.
If you have any questions, please put them in the chat. We're happy to convey that message to Stephen.
Hi, Stephen. There is a question in the chat by Philip that says, what's the conversion rate from internship to full-time?
Yeah, that's a great question. I believe this past year, and I think the past several years, I want to say actually, we've had a very strong conversion rate. I want to say it is either like 99.9% or 100% conversion rate, where all of our interns are getting an offer to come back and work for us that following year. So very, very proud of that. I think one of the biggest problems that Vanguard faces is we just don't have enough roles. We have so many amazing folks come into our organization, and we just need to, I don't know, who knows, maybe expand, offer more roles.
Thanks for that, Stephen. Another question came in from Brandon. He says, I am a fourth-year senior graduating next spring. Which program would be best for me to look into?
Yeah, I would say that it is very dependent on what you are majoring. If you are majoring in finance, I would, definitely look at, the Emerging Leader Program or the IMDP program.
No, I'm a business major.
Business major, gotcha. Okay, perfect. So I would recommend, again, probably that Emerging Leader Development Program. There's another role that I can share with you. It's called our Client Relationship Associate role. It's probably our most common entry-level role into the organization. It's the role that I started out in. It's a fantastic role to kind of come in, get your licenses that you need to be successful. And it's a great way to kind of understand who Vanguard's clients are, what our products are, and what the role is really designed for you to do is to start, or I guess to kind of get a bird's eye view of all of the other divisions that Vanguard offers. That way you kind of start specializing from there. So happy to share that with you. Scan the QR code and we'll send that over to you.
All right. Another student, Megan, is asking, I am a graduate student. Can I still apply?
Yes, I would highly recommend still applying. We do offer some MBA development programs as well. So very similar to the student programs that I shared there, where they are rotational. This is going to be for those MBA students. If you have already graduated and you only have a bachelor's degree, we still have some roles for you also. again, I would still recommend probably that client relationship associate. It's just such a great role to kind of come in, really understand the enterprise, understand the industry, and then from there you kind of start branching out into like a specialty.
Thank you, Stephen. Dom asks, are there any remote and or hybrid internship opportunities?
Yeah, that's a great question. Right now, all of our internships are in person. Because you only have a short 10-week period with us, we really want to kind of get you on campus to, to see what life at Vanguard is like. Now, I should say that once you start with Vanguard, we are on a hybrid model where we get to work from home Mondays and Fridays, and then we go into the office Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
All right, and then Jose asks, I am a third-year student looking into the business op internship. Would that be fine even if my BS is in health admin?
Yes, great question. And I love answering, this type of question because Vanguard is a very unique company in that, we pretty much accept everybody into our roles. We have a very, very strong track record of being able to actually teach folks the finance. So although it would be, although that it's great, if you are majoring in finance, I was a finance major, they will absolutely accept you. But we don't shy away from candidates who aren't majoring in finance, even if your major is completely in a 180 direction, like psychology or kinesiology, anything like that. We will still hire you into several of our roles and be able to teach you some of the finance.
All right, thank you. Lots of questions coming in. This is great engagement. I have another question from Sihan. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I believe they're asking, is the data analyst advanced development program and the data scientist program internship, do they require a degree? Like if you've already graduated or in progress?
Gotcha. Yeah. So it is going to be a full-time opportunity. So it would require you to have already graduated. Now, the program isn't scheduled to start till August of 2024. So if you are still, or if you're like entering, or I guess in the middle of your final year and graduating in May, you could still apply. You would just, again, have to have already graduated before the start date.
All right. And then Musa, again, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, asks, do you help with CFA certificate?
Yes, Vanguard does help. They help both from a monetary perspective where they reimburse you for all of the resources that you would require, whether that is your books, licensing fees, anything that Vanguard will reimburse you. Vanguard also offers study help. Here we have several members who are part of like the CFA Society of Phoenix. We have there's a CFA society pretty much in every state. We have members there where they will kind of help you study for that licensing. So Vanguard does a really great job at ensuring that you feel supported as you go through those designations.
All right, and then Sihan again asks, I'm a junior in business analytics major. Which program / internship should I apply for?
Yeah, great question. For that one, you could really go a number of ways. Again, I think it really depends on, you already shared your major, but it also depends on what it is you'd like to do as a career. With the business analytics major, if you're interested in leadership, you can go that emerging leader route. The beauty about the emerging leader program is that it's very broad, so it doesn't tie you to just one area of the enterprise. You can be a leader in HR, in sales, in data analytics, in our investment management group. So you can do that route. You can go into our data analytics program. That is very newer. Or you could probably go into our investment management development program. That is, again, those traders, portfolio managers, quantitative analysis. So again, it would really depend on what it is you would like to do in your career.
And then Shiva asks, could you please explain the application process for us after this meeting, but maybe possibly in this moment right now would be appropriate.
Yeah, I think that's a great call out. So, kind of like a what's next. So, again, if you haven't already, please scan the QR code. This goes to our recruiters. What they do is they send a thank you email, kind of sharing all of our open roles and remaining internships with you all. It has the application link for you to go and apply. All of our or I guess interviews will look different. There are going to be pretty much every interview you do at Vanguard, there's going to be at least two interviews. It is going to be a phone screen with the recruiter where they're just asking you very basic questions. Hey, how did you hear about Vanguard? Why are you interested in Vanguard? Why are you interested in this role? Really just kind of wanting to get to know you. I always tell students like it's a way to bring your resume to life in that first phone call. The second interview is typically a behavioral based interview where they focus on the STAR method. So if you've never heard of the STAR method, just go to Google, type in STAR based interviewing. They ask questions like, tell me about a time you worked with a team, things like that. Um, Here in this interview, it is with the hiring manager of that program, and they're really trying to understand kind of like your thought process. How do you kind of think through a problem? And then there are some other roles, kind of like so the more technical roles, like the technology leadership program, the investment management program, the data analytics, there is a technical component to that interview. It can either be in the form of a case study where they're giving you certain information, and then from that information they give you, you kind of have to draw a conclusion for whatever the questions may be. Or if it's technical, or if it's the technology program, there's a hacker rank where you have to kind of showcase your skills and in a preferred language, whether it is like Python or SQL or things like that.
Thank you for that clarification, Stephen. And then Shiva asks, what is the acceptance rate for intern slash full-time positions?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm actually not 100% sure what that is. I think for our interns, I want to say that we had about 200 interns last summer across all four of our U.S. sites. So um, the roles are very limited. So I do tell students, our roles are open right now. Apply as soon as possible. There is no deadline for when they come down. It really is just whenever they fill up, that's when we take them down. So apply as soon as possible. Um, yeah.
And then Crystal asks, what is the application process for the Explore program for first-year students?
Yeah, that's a great question. So our Explore program, we try to run at least once a quarter. We've been able to really break them up into a specific domain. So we'll have like an IT Explore program or an investment management Explore program. We also break them up under or by underrepresented communities. So tomorrow we are actually launching our Latinx Explore program. This is for folks who are members or allies of the Hispanic and Latino community, where they will come learn about Vanguard. We do feature speakers from that specific community. So that program again kicks off tomorrow. The application for that is it's a lot more lenient. We use it's almost like a survey form where you just answer a few questions. Really, it's just saying, hey, when do you graduate? What's your major? What opportunities would you be interested in? And that's pretty much it for the Explore program. Now for the North Star program, it's very similar where we use that kind of same survey link, but that one does have a phone screen component with the recruiter, mainly because again, the whole point of the North Star program is to hopefully leave there with an internship already set up for you when you go into your junior year.
All right, and then one of our last few questions is from Andrew, who asks, do you guys have offices in the LA or San Fernando Valley area?
We don't, unfortunately. I'd say our closest office is going to be Scottsdale, Arizona. But I would say never. We recently just opened up our Texas office about 2 years ago. And we've had great success in that branch. So never say never. Who knows? Maybe in the future we will open up something in California.
All right, and then Leslie asks, when will we be contacted after filling the QR code?
Yeah, great question. I would probably say by tomorrow. So most of our recruiters are in our Melbourne office. So it already is fairly late over there. I want to say it's going to be about 8 p.m. for them over there. So um, usually about first thing in the morning, you would probably get an email from them.
All right, and then Crystal asks, where can we access surveys for the Explore program?
Great question. So if you follow either our LinkedIn, so if you just even search Life at Vanguard or La Vida and Vanguard, you will find Vanguard's LinkedIn. We do a very great job at constantly posting all of those Explore, North Star internships and full-time opportunities there. Feel free to also follow me on LinkedIn. So just type in my name, Stephen Loya. I'll actually drop my LinkedIn here in the chat. Feel free to follow me. I try to do a very good job again at sharing all of those opportunities that Vanguard has. And it usually does have the links there to apply.
Thanks for that, Stephen.
Yes.
And then our question from Jose is there any assistance for relocation?
Yeah, great question. There absolutely is. We offer relocation assistance for both our internship opportunities as well as for when you come and join us full time. This does come in the form of stipend. First, for our internships, if you intern with us at either our Malvern office or our Charlotte office, we do partner very closely with Villanova University and then UNC Charlotte to offer student housing. We also offer additional relocation services, again, in the form of a stipend. Usually it's about a check for when you start with us, and that should help with any moving expenses, cost to get to our locations, things like that. And then when you join us full time, we don't offer any housing there, but we do a good job at partner or sending you out kind of like a welcome email where it kind of calls out apartments in the area that sometimes offer discounts for Vanguard crew. Again, you do get that stipend before you start, before you move out, to again help you with those relocation services. It's usually like a sign-on bonus is probably the best way to put it.
And then Leslie asks, will we fill out intern applications via the recruiters?
Yeah, so once you scan the QR code, the email that you all will get will call out. So there'll be a, it'll say like, are you interested in first year North or Explore programs? Are you interested in North Star? Are you interested in internship opportunities? Once you click on that link, it's going to take you to our webpage that is already filtered out to all of our internships or all of our full-time opportunities for seniors.
Awesome. All right, you're getting a lot of thank yous in the chat. If you're curious,
yes, of course,
you can be very very thankful and grateful for your engagement. All right, I'm just checking to see if there are any more last minute questions for Stephen today in the chat.
I'll stop sharing my screen there.
Okay, if there aren't any more questions, we'd like to say thank you very much to Stephen Loya for sharing this program with us. There really are a lot of opportunities at this organization, and that you stand very firmly on your ethics is great for us to hear at the Career Center. So again, thank you so much. And Vanguard is one of our partners, and so please come see them at the Career Center. Career Fair. They will be there on the 26th of October. And Stephen, will you be there, or will another recruiter?
I unfortunately will not be there, but
Okay.
two of my friends and good colleagues will be there. You are all in great hands with them. They're excited to connect with you all.
So please connect with them. That's another way, in addition to the QR code, another way to connect is in person with some of Stephen's colleagues, and we invite you all to be there. Also, I want you to know that we have a few more days of internship week. There's lots of sessions coming up tomorrow. So please, we'll send out an email tomorrow morning, but if you're not already registered, you can go into Handshake and you can see all our sessions that we have on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then the following week, we have resume makeover, where you will get to meet with a recruiter, or excuse me, not a recruiter. You'll get to meet with a career services professional to have your resume critique. Also, we will have some recruiters that will be critiquing resumes. So we hope to see you then. Please sign up for that event on the 18th, and then you'll be ready to go for our career fair on the 26th. So again, thank you so much, Stephen. We're looking forward to meeting your colleagues.
Thank you so much, everyone. It was a pleasure speaking with you all today. I hope you have a great night. And yes, please make sure to stop by our Vanguard booth. We're looking forward to chatting with you.
Oh, we have a poll here. Oh, no, this poll has ended. Okay, thank you. And we're going to go ahead and stop the recording.